Brand new from Enya Music, we have the Sonic JT. This guitar has a lot of similarities to the Nova Go Sonic, but it also has some major upgrades, especially on the DSP front, and some stuff that's just unique to the JT model. So coming up, we're going to talk about all the features of the Sonic JT, we're going to take a close look at the internal DSP and all the upgrades that have been made there, and then I'm going to give you a bunch of sound samples. So there's a lot to get into with the Sonic JT. It really is unique, it is a guitar of the future, and I'm excited to tell you all about it. So if you're ready, I'm ready, let's get into it. This guitar stands out for several reasons. To start off, the whole body and the neck are made of carbon fiber, so that reduces the overall weight of the guitar and makes it less susceptible to humidity and temperature changes, meaning that the weather will affect this guitar a lot less. So with all my other guitars, I'd have to take them to a gig and leave them out in the room for several hours in order for them to kind of like warm up to the room. And that's fine, and it got the job done, but you won't have to do that so much with this. The setup for this guitar right out of the box is really good. The fret ends are rolled off nice and smooth. The action is really low. The intonation probably needs to be adjusted a little bit, as with every guitar out of the box, but this one's in a good spot. I haven't adjusted anything on this guitar, and feels good, sounds good, the intonation is pretty much there. This whole video, it's just how this guitar was straight out of the box. I just tuned it up, and here we are. As far as the neck shape, we have more of a V shape at the lower frets that transitions to more of a C shape for the higher frets. It's a smooth and comfortable transition, rounder up top to make it more comfortable playing chords, and then flatter at the higher frets for lead playing. We have 22 medium high crown frets with a 0 fret right after the nut, and the truss rod adjustment is at the heel of the neck. These electronics are pretty unique too. In the bridge, we have a pickup with a ceramic magnet that gives off a brighty, punchier tone, and in the neck, we have a pickup with Alnico 5 magnets, which gives off a more warmer, smoother tone. This guitar has a series parallel switch, 3-way pickup selector, so you can run just the bridge, just the neck, or both together. 2 pneumatic bridge, string through body, and then we have to talk about the amp and the internal DSP. This guitar features a built-in 15-watt speaker and amplifier, so you don't need to drag out a practice amp with this one. You can just turn the speaker on and practice. It's not going to be loud enough to get over a drummer, a gig, or anything like that. It's meant for practice, and it's plenty loud for that. And it's definitely loud enough to annoy your coworkers. Before we get to the internal DSP, let's talk about the 4 types of outputs you can have on this guitar. To start off, you have a normal 1/4 inch out. Now you can use this guitar just like a normal guitar with passive pickups. No internal DSP, no speaker, no battery, just like a normal guitar. So you can take that 1/4 inch out to pedals, to a modeler, to amp sims, and use the guitar just like any other guitar. Now if you have the internal DSP on, then that affected signal goes out through the 1/4 inch cable. So you can have your internal amp sim go directly to an interface or directly to a board through the 1/4 inch output. Either way, you can run it as a passive normal guitar, or you can send the affected signal through that. Now if you don't want to practice through the speaker, there's an 1/8 inch headphone output right next to the 1/4 inch. So you can plug headphones in there for silent playing. You can plug anything in there really, it's an 1/8 inch out, but it's intended for headphones. Third output would be the built-in amp and speaker. Talked about that already. You don't need to bring out a practice amp, you got one built in. The 4th output is going to be the USB-C out. That USB-C port does 2 things. It charges the internal battery on the guitar. Number 2, it provides a way to go directly from your guitar to your phone or to your laptop. So if you wanted to, you could connect your guitar right to your phone and stream or record with the internal DSP right to your phone. The USB-C to your phone, use the 1/8 inch headphone out or the speaker to listen, and now you're recording or streaming right from your guitar. You can also connect this to your computer the same way for the same reasons. It gets a little more complicated when you try to incorporate it into a DAW. I have covered that in a separate video already. I think that's it for all the features. Let's go ahead and dive into the internal DSP. Now to get to the internal DSP on the guitar, you have this big power button, hold it down to turn it on. That button is also a volume knob for the internal DSP. So whether you have it going out the 1/4 inch out, or the headphone out, or the USB-C out, or the speaker, that knob is going to adjust the volume on all of those outputs. Once you have the guitar on, you can pull out your Enya Music app, sync it up via Bluetooth, and this app is how you're going to adjust all your presets. This app is where you have all your amps, all your effects, and this is where you can make and save presets. So once you have your presets made, you can cycle through the presets on your phone. You can cycle through them using the button, or you can cycle through them using a foot switch. If you're just using the guitar or the foot switch to navigate through presets, you will cycle through these top 4 presets, clean, the overdrive, the distortion, and the high gain presets. Those are just labels. Those presets could be anything. You could have a clean amp and the high gain preset, whatever you want to do. You don't have to stick with what they're labeled. Now within those 4 presets, there are 4 presets in each one which you can navigate to through the phone. So right here within my overdrive preset, I have 4 other presets. Do you call it a sub preset? I don't know, but they're there. So you can't directly access these through the guitar or through the foot switch, but if you have your phone out, you can pull them up there. I'm in my overdrive channel. If I select this one, that's the one I'll be able to cycle to now on the overdrive preset. Now, if I want to edit this preset, simply gonna press edit. And then I have my signal chain here. So right now I have the JJ800 amp selected. We have an equalizer pedal in there, noise reduction pedal, and reverb. If I want to take an effect pedal out, I just swipe up. And if I want to bring another pedal in, I swipe down on the pedal. So now I have delay. To change amps, you tap your amp, go to the drop-down menu, and then we have all the amps we can choose from. And this is where the biggest upgrade is. On the Nova Go Sonic and on the Inspire, you only have 2 amps to choose from. On the JT, we have 10 amps to choose from. Everything from super clean to crunch to high gain. There's something in there for you. I'll make sure to give you sound samples of all of them. But this is my favorite part of this guitar. There's so much more tonal flexibility here. I think what the other guitars were missing were like a solid crunch sound and a really solid like metal gent tone. And we have that now. I really like the JJ800 for crunch, and then the Paul Bell for like low tune chuggy stuff. It's really cool. This guitar is worth it alone just for the 10 amp sims you have in here. 5-band EQ pedal for more tone sculpting, 3 different modulation effects. Got a coarse, tremolo, and vibrato. You have a delay pedal, and then you have a reverb pedal. There's a lot of flexibility. There's a lot to choose from. The sky's the limit with what you want to do with these presets. Whatever you want to do, there's something in here for you. I think that's enough talking. Let me give you some sound samples. That is all I have to say about the Sonic JT. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. This really is the guitar of the future. If you want to learn more about the Sonic JT for yourself, I'll have a link in the description for you. If you have any technical support questions, I would recommend reaching out to Enya directly. Tech support in my comment sections don't normally go over very well. So if you have any random questions about this guitar, go ahead and leave a comment. Technical questions, go to Enya. And I think that's all I have to say about the Sonic JT. If you want to learn more about it, links in the description, and links to everything I use in my little studio in the description as well. And that's all I got. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.